All right, well, if you're in a place or you feel stuck in a body that is not really yours, at least you think it's not yours, ask yourself if you're ready to make a leap to a healthier you. The desire to lose weight, though, must be stronger than your love for certain foods, but it can be done. In fact, it changed the life of our next guest, who you may find very familiar. Dr. Mikell Parsons with the Natural Path Health Center is here to give us an insight on her journey with diet and food, and then her desire now to help others with this new program that she's launching. We're super excited about it. Happy to have you here again, Dr. P.
Good to be here.
And you know, we look at Dr. P and we never could imagine that she's had problems or difficulty losing weight. I mean, you look fantastic, but as you mentioned, it's not what you see now. It's what you've had to go through in the past, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, in my younger days, I was a dancer, so I had that nice, fit dancer body, and I always thought I would have it. Unfortunately, during that time, I also had some really bad eating habits, and I wouldn't think about what I was eating. It was all pizza and chocolate Cokes, which are really good.
Wait, chocolate Cokes?
Chocolate Cokes!
Where did you find those?
Oh, I made them. And I'm not telling you how to do it, so don't ask. But I had really bad eating habits. I lived on pasta and mac and cheese and tons of Pepsi and grape juice and not a lot of protein, not a lot of veggies, but I was getting away with it. And
because you were exercising and dancing.
Because my exercise was over the top because of my love of dance. And as I transitioned into college, my dancing decreased, and then when I started chiropractic college, I didn't have time to dance. And I started to see a shift because my eating habits didn't change, because for 20 years I'd been eating this bad combination of foods. And the frustrating thing was, all of a sudden, I clearly remember I was in Boston and I was at the aquarium, and I stepped on a scale they had there, and I was mortified at my weight. I'd had this slow, sneaky weight gain. Well, then I was in practice, you know, I had a career, I was traveling a lot teaching, and it was hard for me to fit the exercise in, and from that point on, my weight continued to climb. Now, my mother was obese, so I grew up with a kitchen scale. I thought every kitchen had a scale to weigh food. I had all kinds of diet products in the house because she was constantly searching for the thing for her. And I grew up with that, and I was freaking out because I couldn't get the weight off. Well, then I had 2 miscarriages 3 years ago, and that was it for my physiology. My weight continued to climb even though I'd lost the baby. I got to the highest point I'd ever been. I felt horrible. My self-esteem was going down. You wouldn't know it because you know, I'm a perky person, and I power through my day, but that sent me in a big tailspin. So for the last 3 years, I've cleaned up my diet. I've addressed my adrenal issues. I don't do my food allergies, and I have chelated my heavy metals. I've done all the things that you're supposed to do, and the weight still wouldn't come off.
So like many people, you were stuck.
I was so flippin' stuck. And so angry and frustrated and discouraged. And this is my business. This is what I do. I coach people all the time. But there's a group of people that no matter what they do, they can't get over that plateau. Or they'll yo-yo. They'll have a program, they'll have some success, the weight comes right back on. Because they never took care of why they got there and the damage that it had done to the hypothalamus and the brain and the body. So through my constant search, because everything is really all about me, then I found a program, and I learned of it actually through my patients. I was having patients come in and say, you know, I want to do this, but I don't know. And I would, from what little I heard of it, I was like, that doesn't sound safe, doesn't sound healthy. But a month ago, my hormones flipped out, and I gained 2 pounds in a week. I couldn't put on my pants. I had no pairs of pants that I could zip up anymore. So once again, I was in that panic. What am I going to do? I can't find any answers. And I know the science behind all of these things. And then you start getting crazy thoughts. Well, I'm just going to cut it off. I'm going to go in the kitchen, get the knife, and cut it off. You know, that little pooch.
Well, you know what the great thing about you is that you study and study and study and study before you actually launch something and before you actually come here and present it. So you've launched this new fat blasting program, which I know took a lot of experience and everything, and you're willing now to pass that along to everybody who is or maybe was in the same situation that you are. How can people get more information on that or just be a part of it?
To get more information, you need to call our office, and we will be doing some informational classes. I've got my first group of women that we are going through the program starting this week, and we will have them on the show.
Okay.
So we'll be able to see their progress. This is a program that has, I understand the physiology behind it now. I understand the problems that you can run into. It is one that you must have medical supervision for, because if you just go out and order stuff online and jump into it, you can really damage your physiology. Like, you don't want to screw this up.
Exactly, and you really, really have to want it, folks. 447-1404. This is not your typical diet, so
but
please.
It will address the reasons why you can't get the weight off, and it will get the weight off.
Like it did for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that with all our viewers. We appreciate it.
Don't suffer anymore.
447-1404. Give Dr. P a call. Stick around, folks. Central Valley Today. We'll be right back.